Hello, I am Dr. Soni Kumari from ABES Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today I will be taking sessions on for loop that is part of unit. So let's start. Now, as already we have seen that what are the iterative statements in the previous session. So for loop is an example of iterative statements. So as we have already discussed about iterative statements, if you don't know, you can see the previous sessions. For loop is used when we want to run a part of our program multiple times. That means when we want to repeat the repeat the same thing again and again. That means number of times or multiple times. So for loop is used for that purpose, and it is also used to transfer sequence in Pythons like list, tuple, etc. That means there are two things you should know while studying for loop in Python. First is that it is used when you want to repeat the same things or you want to run a part of program multiple times. That means one, two, three, four, five, six, or you want to repeat certain thing for multiple number. So in that case, you will use for loop. And the second case is that when you want to traverse the sequence of the Python, like sequence in Python, you must have studied about list, tuple, dictionary, set. So these are the sequences in Python. Sequences in Python are like list, tuple, set, dictionaries. So you must have studied these sequences. If you have not studied, I will suggest you please go through the unit 1 video. You will study these things there. So for loop is used when you want to traverse the element of the sequence like list or tuples. So it will be helpful. So these are the two scenarios where we are using for loop. So before for loop, we should know the range functions because for loop works with the sequence, and we have discussed range function also in details in previous slides, in previous presentations. So here I will just give you overview that range is a built-in functions in Python which will give the sequence of numbers, and it has arguments. It has three arguments like start, stop, and step value. So start and step values are optional, whereas a stop value is compulsory. We have already discussed range function in details in previous sessions. Now we will see flowchart of for loop. Why I discussed range function here also? Because range function is used in for loop. So for studying for loop, you must know range also. So if you want better understanding of for loop, you must have idea of range function. And if you don't have, please see the sessions for range functions. Now here we will see how the for loop works. So for you start, and after that element in the sequence. If there is element in the sequence, like for example, we have list. We have list, and in list we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the elements in our list. Now it will check if the element is in the list, it will print and it will increment, it will go for the next value. Like if there is element in the sequence, so that value will be printed and it will go for the next statement. So our next statement, that means what is the next element here? Then it is 2. 2 will be printed. Similarly, again it will check the same thing. Same thing will be repeated. So it will again check and it will get the 3 value. Same thing will again repeated. It will see find out another element 4. Now after like once all these elements have been printed, it will check if there is no element left in the sequence, it will stop. Unless we have element in the sequence, it keeps on incrementing and printing. Incrementing means I'm not saying that increase the value. It means that it will go for the next value. And once it found that there is no element in the sequence, it will stop. So here I am explaining you for a flowchart of for loop with the sequence. As I already told you that for loop can be used for sequence and if you want to repeat the same thing again and again. That means if you want certain operations multiple times. Now this is the syntax of for loop, like how you are supposed to write for loop in Python. First you will use the for keyword and then iterative variable. Then again in sequence, that means sequence means it can be list, tuple, range, whatever the sequence you have studied in Python, it can be that. So sequence is the basically collection of elements. So it can be list, tuple, dictionary. And after that, you write column at the end of this. And like here you need write statements. A statement that means that part of program that needs to be run multiple times. So here are few things you must know that first you write for keyword, then iterative variable, that means like the variable which will be iterative. So we will see this with example also. And then you will write in. Then you will write the sequence. Then you will write colon at the end, and then the statement. That means what will be the statement? Part of program that you want that it should run multiple times. So these are the things. So for you will write as it is. In you will write as it is. Iterative variables like it is variable, so it depends on you and on program that what you are writing here. Sequence also like it depends that what sequence you want to use, like you want to use list or you want to use tuples, so that will be written in that way. And colon, so for in and colon it will be written as it is, whereas in case of iterative variable or sequence it will depends on your program and what you are writing. Now, we will see this with example. It will make you more clear. Like for loop with range function, we are discussing here. We have already seen range function. We have also seen for loop. Now we will see the example. We are using as it is for is a keyword. And then this is your variable, iterative variable means the variable which will be repeated and then we are writing in as it is, and after that we are using range function. So here sequence, in place of sequence, what we are writing, uh, range and 10. So here you can also see that we have only one argument, and I have explained you in range function that there can be like three arguments. You can say start value, stop value, and step value. So I have also told you that these are optionals, a start and a step, but this is required. So when we have only one value with range function, that means it is a stop value. And I have also explained you that whatever the stop value is written there, it is not included. The value is written just like one before that. For example, here by default the start value is 0. So in this case, and the step value is 1. So this is basically, this range function is similar to this. Now, how for loop is working? For variable in range. So first it will check that there is element in the sequence. It will find out yes. So 0 is printed. Again, it will go further on, and same things will be repeated till 9. Once it 9 is written, and because we don't have elements after 9, so it will find that there is no element in the sequence, so it will stop. Now here it's this, in second example we have taken other example also, like what we are doing. This example is asking to write a table of 5 using for loop. Okay, so we will see this question is asking for writing a table of 5. So with the help of for loop. Now what we are doing here, like we have taken num equals to 5 because we have to print the table of 5. Now we are using for loop, as question is demanding that you have to print the table with the help of the for loop only. So for I in range. Now for each keyword for loop, I is your variable, and in range we are taking from 1 to 11. Why we are taking from 1 to 11? Because 11 is not included. We know that in range 11 is not included. So but we want that table should be till 1 to 10. So we have taken 1, 11, so that we will have the value till 10 for the table. Now print I, comma, asterisk, this is for multiplications, 5 equals to, and double quotes. So why we are writing this? Because we want this value as it is. Like you can see that this will be written as it is. What we have written, like equals to 5 and multiplication signs. Okay, so for that reason, we have taken this asterisk, and 5 equals to in double quotes, and I is your iterative variable, and after that comma, whatever the value is there, like 1 into 5 equals to 5, that will be written. So how it works, we will see. Like for I in range, so it will start from, because where it is starting from 1, so we have already taken a starting value is 1, so 1, and it will see the statements. And what is statement? It is whatever the value of I is there, it will be written 1, then 1, then multiplication 5 equals to, it will be written as it is. And now 1 into 5, what product will be given? 5. So it will be written like that. Now it will again check for the next element, because I already explained you that how for loop work with sequence. Like, it will check for the entire elements in the sequence, and it will work unless it will find the elements in the sequence. Once it will find no element in the sequence, it will stop. So the same thing will be repeated. Now your next value is your 2. So the next, now the next value of I is 2. So it will be written 2, because it will again go for the statement part, that is this part, this part. So again it will go for this, and it will print 2. And multiplication sign 5 equals to, now 2 into 5, this operation will be performed. 2 into 5 is 10, so 10 will be written. Now again it will check that whether there is element in the sequence. Yes, because in sequence we have value from, like, you can say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So these are the elements in our sequence, in the range we have. So this for loop will work till 10. Once it comes here, like 10 into 5, it will find that there is no element in the for loop, in the sequence. It will find that there is no element in the sequence, so it will stop. So this is how your for loop works with sequence. These are the references which I have referred to make my videos or PPTs. Thank you for watching my video.